Hi students, I'm here to give you a little bit of a preview of what you are going to be doing today with the sub. The very first thing is happy Monday, and your Jumpstart is posted in Google Classroom. The Jumpstart for today is what are your top favorite things about the season of spring? You are to put that into your Jumpstart, either if it's on digital Jumpstart or in your notebook. And then today we are working on our immigrant journal, which is due on April 4th. So the thing that I want you to be working on today is your character map graphic organizer. So you will find that in Google Classroom. And I know that I'm showing third hour right now, but it's going to look the same for all hours. So if you scroll down, you're looking for your immigrant journal character map. I'm going to open up the example one so I can show you what a completed graphic organizer would look like. So remember, the very first thing that you want to focus on is your homeland. Choose that one first and then go into choosing your immigrant name. Make sure you're thinking about your age as far as, are you traveling alone? Are you traveling with family? The why are you leaving your homeland? That needs to line up with a real reason. We talked about push and pull factors. It could be war, it could be famine, it could be poverty. It needs to line up with something that actually happened. So I had to go in and research why were Scottish people coming to America. And I found that there was an economic crisis going on in Scotland, and that caused me to use that as my reason for leaving my homeland. For who you are traveling with, be sure that you are specific about who you're traveling with, what their names are, how old they are, and then who are you leaving behind. Whether your parents have passed away and they're buried in your homeland, you want to mention that. Be sure when you're thinking about hobbies that you're thinking about the 1800s and the 1900s. Their hobbies are going to be very different than our hobbies. For jobs and skills, you need to have some sort of job or skill. Maybe you don't have a job because you're only 10, 11, 12, or 13, but you should have some skills, whether that's hunting, fishing, whether that's learning how to sew, or you're really good at doing laundry. What do you look like? This is your physical appearances. This is if somebody was to look at you, how would they describe you? Your personality traits are internally. So it's not about what you look like, but what are your personality traits? Then you can share any other information that you have about yourself. This assignment is found in Google Classroom. It's called Immigrant Journal Character Map. Once you complete that, then you can scroll up to your journal number 1. Okay, your very first journal entry is titled Homeland. This graphic organizer, I'm going to show you my example, is going to help you in the process of writing your first journal entry. Okay, it asks you for a description of your hometown. Tell me about your town. Is it a large town? Is it a small farming village? How close are you to a major town? Do you have hills? Then tell me more about your house. Do you live in a house? Do you live in an apartment? How many bedrooms? Do you have your own bathroom? Do you have plumbing? Which was very rare during that time. Where do you shop? Where do you work? How long does it take you to get to work? Do you ride your bike to work? Where do you go to school? Then you want to be thinking about your way to America. So wherever you live, you somehow have to get to a seaport. You have to get to a ship large enough to bring you to America. So if you live in the middle of Poland, you've got to get yourself from your town to the coast onto a ship. So you're going to need to do some research. How far away is your hometown away from a seaport? So if it's within walking distance, then sure, you can walk. But if you're 300 miles away from the coast, you're not going to walk 300 miles. So you need to think about if you're going to take a train or you're going to ride a wagon there. How are you going to get there? Not only that, how are you going to pay for your trip to America? It was expensive to get to America. A first class ticket cost about $100 per person to get to America. So if you're a family of 5, that's $500. That would take you years to save. If you are interested in riding in second class, that's about $50 a person. And first class is roughly second class is about 50 and steerage was about $30 per person. So how have you earned enough money? Have you been saving? Did somebody in your family die and they left you a lot of money? Did your parents send you money because they're already in America? Your typical day. Think about what your day is like from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed, and what do you do during that time? And then a description of your family. I want you to be really specific. What are your family members' names? Your siblings' names? How old are they? Tell me some characteristics about them. All of this is going to help you in your first page or your first journal entry on your way to America. Okay. When you've come up with your graphic organizer, you can actually begin to start writing your journal entry. I have 35 journal entry examples for you up in the front of the classroom. And I also have this green sheet. This green sheet is going to help you with everything that you need to know and what you need to write in your journal entry. I'm going to flip really quickly to 7th hour so that I can show you an example of a student's journal that they have already written. Okay, here's Jasmine Hall's, here's her journal. So she took her graphic organizers, those 2 that we just completed, and she took all of that information and she turned it into a journal. She's got the title, she's got the date she's coming over, and she's put it all in there. She's taken all of that information, put it into sentences, and has completed her first journal entry. This is our goal of what we need to do for our first journal entry. So today you might not be ready to write your journal like Jasmine is, but you are definitely ready to start working on your immigrant journal character map and then also your first graphic organizer. If you have questions, you can definitely email me them. I will try to answer them to the very best of my ability. I will be back about 5th hour, towards the end of 5th hour, so I can always answer your questions later in the day tomorrow, or excuse me, on Tuesday. Have a great day. Please behave for the sub. Remember that I have all access to your computers and I can see what you are doing. Any student's name that is written down will automatically receive lunch detention. Have a great day.